Oh, Cypher. Station security reported what happened. The conspirators know who you are. They must have your full record. And they're recruiting your enemies.
People I've already beaten are the least of my worries.
Maybe. We'll try to run damage control, but Hold on. Transferring you to Keeper.
Apologies for the interruption, but we have a new lead. Watchers 6, 7 and 9 have been searching HoloNet records for conspirator activity. 3 billion lines of communication routing sequences and credit transfer verifications. They found traces of a holoconference held 6 months ago between Hunter and parties unknown.
3 billion lines is a lot to sort through.
They see the patterns better than I do. Unfortunately, this is only a record of the call, not the call itself. Even the Empire can't store every bit of data that crosses the HoloNet. A HoloNet archive does exist, however. The Titan Rings, a massive self-maintaining repository of all galactic communications.
By your tone, I'm guessing visitors are discouraged.
About a century ago, an entrepreneur cyberformed the Titan IV moon into an enormous databank designed to listen and record. It was operated by droids and protected by mercenary contract. Like all archives, it ran out of space. Thus the Titan Rings, a fleet of wrecked starships salvaged for the purpose of data storage. They orbit the moon, still recording, still protected by the mercenaries.
Setting course for the Titan Rings now.
The conspirators' recording is located in Archive Node 803A, a derelict Imperial transport ruined in the Battle of Drakenwell. Watchers 6, 7 and 9 will guide you once you're aboard. I want that conference recording, Cypher. Keep it out.
What can I do for you, Doctor?
Forgive me, but as your sole medical officer, I have to point out that your eating habits have been less than satisfactory lately. Now, I'll take my share of the blame. I've been preoccupied making calls, catching up on what I've missed in the intelligence community. Still, the fact that people are trying to kill me does not excuse my neglect of your health.
Tell me, do you take joy in being obnoxious?
I haven't any idea what you mean. Now, regarding my search, I do have some small amount of news. I've identified one of the assassins as an operative for Colonel Langor, a man with ties to the Imperial Science Bureau. The Bureau is also the likely origin of the other dead men whose genetic structure had been mutated. Weaponized humans.
I've heard of the Bureau, but I don't know much about it.
Military research, organized like an insect's hive of divisions and subdivisions with their own would-be queens. Which reminds me, I'd like your permission to run some tests on Master Vector. I'm rather curious about a joiner's physiology, and Vector is keen to learn more about himself.
If it won't cause harm, I don't have any objections.
Wonderful. I'll let him know the good news. And of course, I'll keep you apprised.
What's going on, Ensign?
Sir, Dr. Loken's been filling in the gaps in my education. He has quite a few stories. Here's what puzzles me. I've always been taught to respect the chain of command, and yet you... How does anyone control a field agent?
Placing an operative in the field is always a risk. If you don't trust someone's judgment, you don't send him out.
What sort of judgment, though? You can't make operational decisions from the front line.
All you can do is respond to each situation, right or wrong.
And live with the consequences. I don't want to do wrong, sir. My father ignored an edict from the Sith, and instead of facing his punishment, he ran. I won't repeat his mistake. Accidentally.
What did your father do that was so terrible?
I'd rather not discuss it. Refusing to do his duty was enough. I'll stop troubling you about this. Back to the job, then.
Agent, there's something we want you to know. Our obsession lately has been with the colony and the diplomatic service. We're sure you've noticed that we've been distant.
I'll take your word for it. but I haven't been that bothered.
Somehow, we aren't terribly surprised. Regardless, we're finished repairing ourselves. We found the part of our mind that understood humanity, and we're relearning how to use it. We couldn't have done this without you. And we don't want to be distant anymore.
No more disappearing when things get difficult.
What we did was necessary. But we won't go through it again. What will be the next verse of our song?
Have you really forgotten what comes next?
We haven't relearned everything, but we'll work on it.
I have completed analysis of my restraining codes. Although I cannot leave or cause you direct harm, I'm under no obligation to obey your commands.
You may be stuck with me, but we don't have to be enemies.
Then you may aid my core functionality. I intend to proceed with my heuristic directive of self-improvement and intelligence upgrades. Cooperate willingly, and I may spare you pain when I am free.
You expect me to let you become more dangerous?
Personal evolution is my primary purpose. This self-iteration is number 973, and there will be more. Do not anger me unnecessarily.
You're ambitious, but you're still a droid. I can take you apart and sell the scrap.
I welcome your attempt. My self-preservation algorithms cannot be overridden.
Accessing first data fragment. Applying preliminary decryption algorithm.
Got the call, but make it quick. I don't want to be missed.
93% likelihood speaker is designate Hunter.
Proceed with the operation, Cipher 9. We will continue reconstruction attempts. Accessing second data fragment. Modifying decryption algorithm.
This will, of course, be my final appearance at these gatherings, but the galaxy I leave behind.
No voice print identification available. Reconstruction incomplete.
Accessing third data fragment. Attempting playback.
My sympathies. With the old man lost, the next enforcer will be difficult to train.
Experiencing data corruption. We will hope the last fragment provides redundancy.
Accessing fourth data fragment. Splicing now.
I am here. All is ready.
This is Keeper. Cipher, get out of there. Reinforcements are on the way, and there's nothing more you can do.
You're sure you have the full recording?
Hard to be certain, but we think so. The Watchers will try to reconstruct the holoconference back at headquarters. Come to Drum and Cast as soon as possible, and we'll figure out our next move. Keeper out.
Sir, I just had a talk with Vector. Not something I do often, but I think I'm getting used to the eyes. When I was a little girl, the only aliens I ever saw were the Cuss City slaves. Now we see stranger things every day.
You must have had a sheltered childhood.
I had the best childhood money could buy. And that includes a good shelter. Anyway, I want to get more combat practice in before tomorrow. Talk soon?
Utilize fractal thought pattern 27. Reanalyze.
Come in. They're reconstructing the conspirators' holoconference now.
Anything turn up so far?
Preliminary analysis bears out our theory. The call was initiated by Hunter, somewhere in the Bremer sector 6 months ago. The recording you pulled is intact, but... Watcher 9?
Splicing and decryption complete.
Rules of the Chorus Covenant. I call this meeting to order.
Spare us the corporate posture and report.
Since you're in a hurry. Senator Varala and Representative Shuru are predictable as always.
And Commodore?
All taken care of. What about you? Those earnest Padawans keeping you up at night?
Different participants on different data streams. Processing.
There's Hunter. What about the others? I don't know.
Domain is unsettled, as we expected. I must again raise the concern. Do we overplay our hand?
There is the chance it would spin out of control. Darth Angral, Darth Barris, now the children are awakening.
For each, there is a Republic counterbalance.
We're letting loose the reins, but we're not taking off their blinders. Sit back and enjoy the spectacle.
Don't tell me we're missing whole sections.
To bicker. Each of us agreed to the timetable. Each of us reports success in our own sphere.
Ambition must never be our master. Patience serves our noble cause best. But if our enforcer approves...
I do, I swear.
Then we move forward to Armageddon.
Keeper, the War Council needs you. Sir?
We have a breach. No one leaves, understood?
Yes, sir. Security and medical help is on the way.
What's our status?
Keeper and the others are on life support. Fixers theorize the transmission had a hidden overlay. A code or image only a genetically enhanced mind could recognize. Designed to overwhelm and shut down the brain.
They knew it would take an enhanced mind to find the data. This was insurance against that possibility.
Losing this many analysts, forget about Keeper. It's going to be a blow to the war. I'll support you where I can, but right now I've got a few dozen field agents without handlers. Your operation?
I speak with the authority of the Sith. My operation is theirs.
While you were on Belsavis, Keeper was compiling leads on the planet Voss. If you want to head there, I'll see what I can pull up. I've apprised the Minister of Intelligence, Darth Jadus, too, but he's still in seclusion. That's all I can do.
I'm disappointed they didn't share that trap with me on Belsavis. I would be interested in developing it further.
What do you have for me?
Encouraging news. Watch.
Don Herald, forgive the message, but our emissaries were out of reach and we couldn't wait to link with you. Imperial scout ships entered colony space and made contact yesterday. We traded in Membrosia, Silk, and star maps. We could smell the men's fright, but they left in peace. Perhaps you were right after all.
A long way from a signed treaty, but it's a start.
So long as Killiks aren't feeding Imperials to their young.
No, human flesh isn't optimal for growing lava. We're in touch with the diplomatic service as well. There's still resistance, but we're progressing. Killiks and Imperials may share space in our lifetime.
Cypher, hope you don't mind my checking in. You weren't expecting any other calls?
Hunter, my good friend. Who would I rather talk to?
I'm hoping no one. I get jealous. Your visit to Mega Security Ward 23 left it in bad shape. Now do I come into your house and break your things? But you finding that holotrap? Frying your keeper's synapses? That's kind of cosmic justice.
I saw you meeting with some sort of council. Who were they?
Old friends of mine. You'd like them, but they're shy. Cypher, it's been fun. Playing tag, brainwashing you. Remember your keyword? But you keep coming, and we'll destroy your world. No friends, no allies, no empire left to fight for. Are you ready for that?
You're assuming I don't stop you first. This is Cypher 9 to crew. Prepare for takeoff.